Just sorting my computer out. I'll be with you in a second. That's it. Just making sure we're up and running. That is looking good. Hi Sylvia. Hi Chris. Lovely to see you. Hope everybody's okay. So, this evening, I will introduce myself. It's Lorna Carter from Lorna Carter's Creations, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. So, this evening, we're going with the Platinum Jubilee theme. So I thought this week, because we are celebrating the Queen's Jubilee, we would go with a Union Jack. Just something a little different. And I've created this with Artistically inked. So it's a fab stamp set. And that's what I've used, and I'll show you how I've done it, obviously. So, also, it's a pop-up card. So we're going to... Here we go. We have a crown. Hope you can see that all right. Oh, I had such fun making this. I spent ages yesterday. So it's a pop-up card. I don't know if you can actually see the mechanism. Just. So this is what we're going to be making. It's just a bit of fun, really. But I just thought it was quite appropriate with the Jubilee celebrations. Right. So let's get started. And I just realised I'm great here. I've been preparing bits and bobs, but I've not got my cardstock out. Oh dear. Right, so we're using the ink colours. So we're using Starry Sky and Sweet Sorbet. So let me... Starry Sky is in here. Well, I knew there'd be something. That's Night of Navy. Oh dear. Well, just to show, I can't find it. It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. Right. I don't have any A4 sheets of this at the moment. I've only got the 12x12, so I'm just going to cut that down. We're just going to do it to a... Oh, wrecking joint. Sorry about that. Nearly knocked my desk over. So we're just going to do it to a normal size card. So we need a piece. Just move it out the way. So I want a piece at, we'll go 14.8. That's right, yeah, it's alright. 14.8. I'm just used to cutting a card in half, a piece of A4. Right, and 21. So that is our base card. So I'm just going to score this at 10.5. And then that's our base card. Made. There we go. Base card all ready. We need a piece of basic white. And this piece we need, just let me get my thinking head on because I didn't write any measurements down. So what we're going to do is create a very similar piece like a base card, but just a tiny bit smaller. So I am going in at, let me measure it, makes life a lot easier. So I'm just going to go in, I just can't remember, I think it was 20, the 14.3 it was. Why should I doubt myself? So 14.3 we're going in at. That looks, I think that looks straight. By 20. And we're going to score at 10. Not quite. I'm going to just take a little bit more. That does not look level. But it maybe was. So I'm going to score at 10. Just put that to one side. Right. Oh, one more piece. One more piece of what to call it? Whisper white, basic white. I'm just going to see. Now this is slightly different than I normally do, so that's 9 by 12.7. So I'll just cut this piece. So we've got 9 by 12.7. It's a bit of an odd shape, or size should I say. I'm just going to cut the end off that. Purely because of the actual template I've used for the Union Jack. So I'm going in 12.7. I just didn't think that side looked very level. Right. So I'll explain how I did the Union Jack. I'm just making sure. Yeah, I'm right. That's fine. Right. Card to one side. I'll burnish the middle first. We'll come to that, back to that in a moment, where we can make the pop-up on it. We'll concentrate on doing the Union Jack. So as I said, it's using the Artistically Inked stamp set. We're using the rose stamp. We're using this like background stamp, and we're using this little flower here. So just 3 stamps out of that stamp set. Right, so what I did, I'll explain exactly what I've done. So made a template of the Union Jack, and what I've done, as you can see here, so if I pop that underneath, I've cut out various sections. So I've basically made my own mask. So we've cut out the red cross. That was the first piece. Then I've cut out the red diagonal pieces. It took a little bit of fathoming this yesterday, and then it might be better actually if I put white under there. We cut out where the blue would be. So we're just going to do it section by section as we go through, and you'll see how it builds up. So that was my first one that I did with it. So let's have another go and see how we get on. And I'm just going to, so you can all see, I'm just going to stick that down so it stays in place. Right. So we're going to start with the rose stamp, and we're using the Sweet Sorbet ink. And what I'm going to do, our piece of card, I'm going to lay on there as best as I can get it, like so, I think. Then I'm going to bring this down, and then we're going to stamp as we go. Right, if I put my ink there. Right, so I'm just going to ink up, and what I did on my card, I put the flower right in the middle, like so. And then we're working, you can spin it round, you can do whatever, we're working outwards. And I'm trying to get as much red in these sections as possible, so it goes edge to edge as best as we can. So we're just going in, putting a bit of pressure. It doesn't matter if it overlaps at all. And I'm going to go in, just going to go in like that, like so. And like so. It's just a fairly, just simple stamping. It's just making sure that we get all the pieces that we want red in red, and all the pieces we want blue in blue. Okay. I need that again, but I'm just going to clean my stamp off. Once I've made this, if I get a chance, I might just show you how we can make some bunting as well. I'll see what time is. Right, so I'm going to lift that up. So at the moment, we've got a George Cross. Hi, Helen. So we've got a George Cross to start with. So then I'm lifting up, doing the same, matching up as best as I can. Bringing this template over, just making sure it's looking okay like that. Okay. All this is just ordinary copy of paper. So just going to put some pressure. So we're using the small small flower, couldn't think what they called it. And we're just going to go in down the diagonals Just repetitive stamping, making sure we get every bit covered. Okay, and onto this corner. Like so. Onto this. So we've had fun yesterday. 120 metres worth of bunting we put up. The village is having a well, big celebration. It's only a little village we live in, but they know how to celebrate. So we have a competition, best dressed house. So that's we put our bunting up yesterday. We'll not win, but it looks very festive for the Jubilee. All red, white and blue. So right, that's done with the red. Put the red away. So if I lift this up now, this is what we've got. So we're getting there. And then the last piece to line up again. Right. So you can see we're going to go in like that. It does help if I have my ink pad out, doesn't it? So this is Starry Sky. And we're using the biggish, like what I call a background stamp. So I'm just going to line this up again. I'm just going to hold it in position. So we're just going to ink up the stamp. And we're just going to go for it. Just doesn't matter how many times you go over, because this stamp is brilliant. I've got to admit, it is one of my favourites. You will get in there. And it depends how dark you want it. So we just move over. Just stamp down, keep going until you're happy. So I get ink everywhere. Right, I think we're going to go with that. So I'll just shut that up before I get ink everywhere. I'll just clean my stamp off. It won't be without this chamois. I absolutely love these. It's a fab idea. Just make sure it's all cleaned off. I mean, look at the mess. But they're brilliant. They just go on and go on and go on, those chamois. They're brilliant. So that's all my stamps cleaned up. That's my ink done with. So are we ready? That is our Union Jack. So it was, once you've got your template done, it's really quite easy. It's just a matter of lining up and going for it. So let me move this out the way. So if I get a chance, we'll maybe have a go at just having a go at doing some bunting. So we've got the outside of our card. So I'm just going to pop that on. Pop that on with some glue on the front. Like so. I've just done it very simple. So there we go. So we'll continue now with the inside. Right, so to make the crown, basically, if I just bring that in so you can see, I made my own template. I just sat and it's only free-handed, but did the best I could. And then what I've done is I've basically drawn around it on a piece of gold card. I have done some of this purely because it would take forever, but I wasn't going to cut it out on screen and on live. But I've cut it out. I've put a few gems on. I've got the gems to finish off. We've got this piece to go behind, like so. And then this piece we've just got to finish off, which is going to go on the bottom. And we're just going to get a black marker to make the markings on that. So that's what we're doing next. So if we put this together, I'll just bring my chair in, my squeaky chair. Oh, that's better. Sat down now. So what I'm going to do on here is just like on this one. So I've just made the dots. I don't exactly know what it is, what pattern it is, whether it's a dot, whether, I don't know. But that's what I've done. So we're just going to go randomly with a blender pen, like so. It's just a bit of fun, just a bit of fun. So we'll get some glue on there. We're going to pop that down like so. You could put anything in there as a pop-up. Corgi, as Chris said yesterday. Could put a corgi in there. Could put anything. I just thought it was a bit different. Pop in a crown in there. So all I'm going to do is pop a bit of glue, just bringing it all together, and a bit of glue down there. We're going to turn her over. And pop that down. I've got ink, I've got glue everywhere. Glue doesn't like shiny card because it marks it, but never mind. Right, so we need to just decorate. So I've just got some of the rhinestone basic jewels to finish off. I've already jeweled up a bit. So I'm going to go in and pop these on there, and then I'm going to go with those there, and then which one did I use? Not sure. It's that one. So I'll just finish going around across at the top. There we go. Just a bit of fun. And there is our little crown. So we've got that all done. We now need to make the pop-up. So what I'm going to do, whereas we had a mechanism last week, a separate one, the mechanism for this is in the inside of the card. It's the inlay. So we're looking, we've got 6 centimetres wide, the bottom piece. So this was, did I say 14.3? Yeah, so 14.3 less 6, 8.3. So we're going to divide that by 2, which is 4.15. So what I need to do is mark 4.15 from each end. We're working on the fold side. You'll see why in a second. So I'm just marking. So I've just made 2 marks there. And I'm going to bring in, oops, going to bring in my trimmer again. And we're just going to, in fact, just let me measure down. Because you have to be careful. Right, I did it 1.5 down. You have to be careful that your piece that you're popping up isn't too tall. So as if I can show you, when you fold it up, it doesn't want to be poking out. It's just the right size, that pop up. Hope that makes sense. Right, so we've marked 4.15 from each side. We've marked 1.5 centimetres down, and we're just going to cut that. I've got cat hair sticking to me glued hands. So we're just going to use the trimmer, and we're just going to go down. I'm just going to, that's it. And the same with this one. Yes, spot on. So I've just cut down to the bottom of my lines that are marked. Right. I need this back because I'm just going to spread it out so you can now see we've got 2 lines down each side. What I'm going to do now, I don't know if you can see, it's not very, I'm going to put a score line from that side to this side, and then the same that side to that side. So I'm going to score. So I need just, all I'm doing is viewing through the little gap where I need to be. I'm lifting my scoring tool too far up. lifting my scoring tool up until I get to the line, and you've got little markers on your cutting tool and your scoring tool, so I know I need to mark from there to there. And I don't think have I got that in. Oh yeah, I have. It's alright, I didn't think I got that in properly. So we're just going to mark from one to the other, spin around once again through the viewing line. Going to see the end of the cut. We're going to place our scoring tool on the line and score up to the other line. Right, let's go. Sit down again. Right, this is a fiddly bit. So this is going to be, we can do it that way. This is going to be on the inside of the card. So this wants to be popping out, this piece. So this is why we needed the two score lines. It just takes a little bit of time because obviously it's fighting. So here we get our pop-up. Okay. I'm just gonna get my, I could have put it in on the opposite side, but I'm just gonna get my rubber and just rub some of my lines off. There we go. So I've rubbed those lines off. So now what's going to happen, if I can pick my crown up, the crown is going to stick here. Okay, so when you fold the card, it goes flat, and when you open it up, once it's stuck, it will lift up, it will pop up. As I say, it's just something a little bit different, and you can do it with anything. You pop anything in there. So let's glue this bit in first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this, make sure I've got it in right. Just going to do one side at a time. Just make sure we go round. So we're going to pop this in this end, but we've got to remember that needs to be in the crease. So we're not far off there. Okay, so then we can do that, and what we're going to do is fold the card over, and we're just going to hold it just to make sure it sticks. Oh, thanks, Chris. Lovely lady at where I go for my nails, Emma. Lovely Emma. I thought we'd have something a bit different for a change, and I thought it was very fitting, and she made a beautiful job. I'm really, really tickled with them. Right, so we've got our mechanism all ready to go. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue. Use whatever you like. I'm going to use my glue on the front. I'm just going to do it like that. And I'm just going to hold that down just for just for a few seconds, just to let the glue set. There we go. Just make sure there's no glue popping out anywhere. Okay. So I'm just going to burnish that. So you can put anything on there. I just left it just as is. Just thought it was quite appropriate. And we have our crown. So that is our celebration card for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Just something a bit of fun. That's all I was gonna do this week, but I thought, well, I might just have another go if you want me to, and we'll do a little bit of bunting. We could maybe just, I haven't done any, but I thought it'd be nice to go in my window. Could do it. Let's have one more piece. Let's have a go quickly. So to do a bit of bunting, I might do some more and put some in the window. Just in my craft room window, that is. So if I've got that, I'm just going to cut, I'm just trying to think, it was 12.7 by 9. I'll just double check. Yeah, by 9. I'll just cut those. Just have a bit of fun. This is just a bit of, we're just thinking as we're going. 12.7. There we go. And we've got 9 and 9. Right, let's see what we can do quickly. So if I bring my templates in, just a bit dry, needed a drink. So if I bring my templates back in, so this should be relatively quick. Okay, if I get my stamps out and just get stamping, and I suppose you could do several. I'm just going to go random on this one. Just quickly. Whoops, that just moved. Little thing. There we go. Okay, right. This is where the fun starts. So I'm going to turn it over, because if I'm going to put this in my craft room window, I want to see it on my side as well as the outside. So quickly, I'm just going to so once you've got your template, you can just go for it. Right, that's our first bit. On to our second bit. So I'm just making sure. You say you can just see through the copier paper. Yeah, spot on. So quickly in with, you could use the leaves for this rather than the flower. So you could just, I just thought it was quite fun. I had a bit of a mental block and I didn't know what I was going to do, and I suddenly thought, well, let's do red, white and blue. And then I thought, oh, let's do a Union Jack. Let's have a go. Oh, Sylvie, honestly, you could. If I can do it. Okay, so that's one side. I just play. Took me a while yesterday, but we got there eventually. So I'll just do this down this side. But you could soon get some bunting done. It's just a case of just stamping. So that is my both sides so far. I'll come in with my blue. What I'll do is I'll do this, and then when I get my bunting made, I'll take a photo and I'll pop it on. Oh, I've done it on the wrong thing. I'll pop it on online so you can see it. But I just have fun. I just love to play. Absolutely. We're going to go in like that. Going to go in with the same stamp. Just make sure we get all the corners and edges. Spin around. Right, so I had a lovely day on Saturday as well. Took Izzy for afternoon tea. It was a belated, well, it was a birthday present. And we went to the little cosy cake shop in Epworth, where I display some of my things, and eventually, hopefully, I shall be doing craft classes there. And we had a lovely afternoon. We had a walk. The weather, it was a bit overcast, but it was nice. But we had fun. A girly day, it was lovely. Okay, so that's one side. We're going to spin it over. Pop that on there. I'm just going to level her up. And this is starting to get inky. I will have to have another template done, I think. But we're just gonna, we've nearly done. And you can either punch holes, you can use eyelets. And thread some string through. Okay, I'm just going to take that away. So here we have it. So you could either have it like that, hanging like that, but I'm going to be slightly different. And I'm going to, just let me measure I'm going to cut it into a pendant. So I want, where's my pencil gone? 4.5. It's just to give it a bit of fun and just to give you an idea, really. But I will make it, and I will pop it. I'll put a post up on Facebook and Instagram. Right, so I've marked halfway. I put that halfway in the groove and this corner in the groove. I'm going to drop my blade in halfway through. And this is what we're going to get. Same here. Like so. Drop my blade in. We've got a pendant. It's not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's fun. So let's just make a hole. So just, oh, I'll just get my hole punch. So I'm going to go in. I'm just going to set this. I don't want to be in very far. Let's just have a little bit. Oh, I can never set these things right. So I'm just going to go in like that. Like that. Let's get some, she says, since I moved my craft room round, can I find anything? Nope. So I'm going to use some of this. It's a Simply Elegant trim. I think it's in the annual catalogue now. So there we go. We can make some bunting just for fun. And I'll make some and I'll pop them in my window and take a photograph. Just to show folks. But yeah, it's all good fun. We had to do something for the Jubilee. So you know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the evening? Making bunting. You could also put those, you could back it if you wanted. If you only wanted it on one side, back it. And you could have a border around. But it's just a bit of fun. All good fun. So we've made bunting tonight. And we've made the pop-up card. That's the front. There we go. So if I pop, actually, let me just see if I can. See, I'll just get a block. I'm just going to stand that up. If it's going to. There we go. You can see. So, I hope you enjoyed that. It's shorter than normal, but I just wanted to have a bit of fun. For the celebrations. So, there we go. Right, so next week, I can't believe the weeks are flying. So next week, I think we might be doing something masculine for Father's Day, I think. Just depends what inspiration. If I don't have any inspiration, it'll be something feminine. But we'll see how we go. But I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have... if you're celebrating, have a lovely few days. And we're going to be picnicking in the park on Saturday, hopefully, if the weather's okay. I've not seen a forecast, so we don't know. But yeah, that's what we should be doing, all being well. Right, I will say good evening. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching on catch up, thank you very much. I will upload to YouTube Thursday night. Yes, that's it for this evening. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Bye.